Hey YouTube, welcome to my next Java tutorial, and today I'm going to teach you guys how to use a while loop. Now, let me just jump right in. It'll make more sense. Instead of me explaining and talking and whatnot, I'm just going to jump right in and start coding. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write int x equals 10. Now the reason why I'm doing that is because we're going to have some form of a variable or something happen. Now, before I explain or show you how to use a while loop, I'm going to explain kind of the importance of what a while loop has compared to a for loop. Now in a for loop allows us to run a certain amount of times. We can kind of tell the computer, hey, run it 32 times. And an example of a reason why we use a for loop is because, well, when you play Call of Duty, let's say we have a gun, but you want ammo in the gun. We want it to shoot however many bullets are in the gun. Therefore, we have to have the loop run that many times, that many bullets. Basically, a while loop is the opposite. It's basically run until something happens. So let's say in the new COD, when you get what are they called? Death machine. You can pretty much shoot until you put it away. They have a while loop in their code saying while the death machine is out, run it until they put it away. Once they put it away, they can't shoot again. That is a while loop. So yeah, that is a basic form of what a while loop does. So we're gonna write, in this situation, we're going to write, while x is greater than or equal to 0, do something. And what we're going to do in ours is we're going to tell it to output. Let me just type that out. We're going to tell it to output x, and we're also going to make it subtract from x. Now, the reason why I'm making it subtract, let me fix my stupid error real fast. Yeah, the reason why we're having it subtract from x is because if we didn't do that, then what would happen is x would always be above 0. So what would happen is it would just run forever. So you have to have some form of an incrementer. Like this can honestly be x minus equals 2, so we'll subtract 2 from it every time. But for our sake, we're just going to make it run, 11 times basically. So there we go. So now we got from 10 to 0, and that is pretty much how we use a while loop, guys. It's very simple and straightforward. Now I'm going to show you guys how to use a while loop in a more proper fashion. Kind of how would you actually use a while loop inside of a real program. So what I like to do in my programs is have a boolean to dictate if it's true or false. And inside of our while loop, if it's true, then do something. False, just exit out of the loop. And I'll show you how to do that right now. So there we go. Looper equals true. Very simple right now. We just basically made a variable. Now we're going to say while looper. Now, normally you would just say while looper equals true, like this, right? Well, what we can also say is while looper. It's the same thing. The same thing as saying equals true. And I can't type, but yeah, it's the same thing as that. But I'm just gonna write it like this because it's the more accredited version of coding. So yeah, just to teach you guys some new boundaries and whatnot. That's how you actually use a boolean in a while loop. And I'm gonna do system.out.println. And I'm going to tell the user, do you want, hit caps lock there, to continue. I cannot type, I hate this keyboard. Yeah. So, do you want to continue? Now, real fast, I'm going to make a scanner object, and I'm actually going to explain how variables work inside of a loop. Scanner scan equals new scanner. I'm going to try to type this out really fast now, just to get the show on the road. Maybe not, because I can't type. Alright, here we go. So, string answer equals scan dot next line. And I really can't type. Then we'll do... Alright, I'm going to type this all out and then explain what the heck's happening. So if answer dot equals yes, looper equals true. If answer dot equals no, looper equals false. Then we'll write else looper. Didn't mean to do that. I'll say true, actually. Alright, here we go. And let me get rid of that. Alright, so this is what happens. So now we have a scanner object. We tell the user what to do. We allow them to type in. And we're going to say if whatever they typed in equals yes, run the loop again. if they type in the word no, end the loop. Else, if they type in anything other than yes or no, do this. Now you might be thinking, well, alright, this code is right, but if the loop runs again, scanner and string already have a variable written in it. How can this just work again? Well, that's what I'm really here to explain. When a loop runs, a variable is pretty neat in a way that right when the loop finishes iterating, or in other words, right when the loop finishes and goes back to the top, what happens is the variables, every variable inside of your loop gets erased, and it allows you to, it kind of rewrites over again. So what happens is scan and string get erased, and since we're typing in a word into answer, or the string, no, I didn't mean to say string before, I meant to say answer. Since scan and answer are both erased, what happens is, since we type in a word, what's going to happen is that it will be the new word that we type in. Now, it'll make more sense when I run it. So basically, this is what I mean. Do you want to continue? Yes, I do. Now, the loop ran. Now, it went all the way down, went back to the top, and now we're given the option to type in again. And answer right here, since that's where we are right now, it's giving us the option to type in. Answer is not equal to anything right now, so we get to type in another word. That way, we don't have to make a billion scanner objects or string objects or whatever. It just basically allows us to keep typing in over and over again. So, do you want to continue? I'll say random words. Notice how it continues because I said if we don't type in yes or no, looper equals true. Now, if I type in the word no, bam, terminates, done. That's all you got to do. That is a proper way of using a a while loop, pretty much within basic programs like this. Now, this is actually how a lot of programs use while loops. Pretty much, if you're going to use a while loop in a bigger program, the Boolean variable is pretty much the way most people go about doing it. So that is that. So thank you for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more, and peace out.